What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over social media at GBP Daily, and if you are not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, throw a comment down in the comment section. It really helps the channel. I would appreciate that. It is Tuesday, October 8th, just a couple of days removed from the Packers win over the Rams on Sunday, 24-19. Went over it quite a bit in depth on yesterday's show. Sluggish start from the offense. Deceivingly good defensive performance overall. We're sitting at 3-2. We've got the Cardinals coming to Lambeau Field this weekend on Sunday, a noon game. And considering everything that has happened so far through the first quarter of the season, I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at as a team overall. Jacob's in the chat. Bro, it's 7 a.m. Is this live? Absolutely, my man. I've been up and at it. Got a workout in already this morning, and now I get to chat Packers with you guys. Jacob, thanks for hopping in every single day, going live with you guys, hanging out, chatting some Packers. Xavier McKinney, God, absolutely. This dude is an absolute monster. He has been just everything times and more times 10 that we have ever expected, bringing him in over the Giants. Not sure why the Giants got rid of him. Absolutely baffles me, but then again, it is the New York Giants. So Romeo Doubs update. Coach said during yesterday's presser that he expects Romeo to be back at practice tomorrow, which is great news. I wasn't sure how all of this was going to shake out, and I wouldn't have been surprised at any outcome. This one being the best one. Back with the team, lesson learned, and let's get back on the train, move forward. Matt didn't go into details on exactly why the whole field happened, which was expected. I'm sure we'll never find out what actually happened or why the reason he missed practice was. But, yeah. Let's just hope people don't just start skipping practice because they're unhappy, at least in my opinion. If you want more targets, then prove in practice and in games that you're worthy of being the featured guy. It's as simple as that. Jacob, still love Dobbs. Hope everything works out with him. Great ball player. Just hope he's not a diva and a distraction. Yeah, Jacob, last week, unfortunately, he was a distraction and missed a game because of it. Not a fan of that. Hopefully, lesson learned, whatever happened. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but yeah, not a fan of just dipping out on practice, not talking to anybody because you're unhappy with your role. Again, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. We probably never will, but from the outside looking in, doesn't look too good. I think everything's pretty much resolved by now. He's expected to be back at practice tomorrow. And like I said, hopefully lesson learned on all fronts. Romeo's front, coaching staff's front. If he deserves more targets, then hopefully he can show that, and hopefully the coaches can recognize that. But back at practice tomorrow for Romeo, which is good to see. Omer in the chat, loving it. Omer, 3-2 Cardinals, you're next. Morning, Rob. Good to see you, sir. Rocking Packers Nation early today, I see. Looking forward to another win on Sunday. Absolutely. Cardinals coming to town, baby. You're next. You are next on the witching train here, and I'm looking forward to it. I think they're going to be one of the tougher teams that we'll have faced so far this season. It's going to be a tough game. So, yeah, I'm excited. Let's hop in the chat here. And as always, if you want to be a part of the show and ask some questions on air, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline. Numbers on the screen. I will gladly take your calls. Be a part of the show. I'm taking callers right now. Give me a call 319-242-2332 and chat some Packers. Join the show with me, shall you? Shall we? Trevor in the chat. Rashawn Gary has not been a problem this year, and that is not good. Yes, Trevor. Unfortunately, Rashawn is in some sort of slump right now. He's got the talent and has shown in the past that he is capable of taking over games and causing some big problems for the opposing teams that we do play. But so far this year, he's been radio silent, and it's tough to see. I saw Dyer Carragher post yesterday over on Twitter that Rashawn had his third game with no quarterback pressures in the last 4 weeks. And before that, he was on a 54-game streak of recording at least one pressure. So something's going on, and hopefully it gets fixed as soon as possible because we need him to be the Rashawn we all know and hope he can be. I will say this, following some people that do dive into the film quite a bit and are knowledgeable in that area, they talked at length about how Rashawn was getting chipped quite a bit throughout the game on Sunday. So the Rams sending extra help to keep him from getting to the quarterback tells me that other teams are indeed still worried and still think he is a problem, and they're game planning around him to a certain extent. So I know Rashawn will get back to living in the backfield sooner rather than later. And I'm rooting for him. Thank you, Trevor, for the question. Hope you have yourself a good Tuesday. Kent, are the Vikings frauds? Kent, I wish I could tell you they were, but they've looked pretty legit through 5 weeks, I will say. You can talk about all the advanced stats and who they played and all the extra stuff, which most of that stuff they are ranking pretty good in. But at the end of the day, as Vince Lombardi said it himself, winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. And the Vikings have 5 wins through 5 weeks. And yeah, they're legit, unfortunately, as much as it pains me to say. I'm probably one of the bigger Vikings haters you'll find out there. But so far through 5 weeks, they've got 5 wins, and that's all. Your record shows who you are, and that's who they are right now. 5-0, undefeated, and they whooped our butt last weekend, especially in the first half. They went cold in the second half for sure, but still whooped our butt in the first half and snuck away with a win. So, yes, the Vikings, as much as it pains me to say, are legit. Omer, glad Romeo's back. He's a talented wide receiver that this team needs. Was out of character for him, so quiet and humble since day one. But it is a business, and no targets in wide receiver 3 is a lot of cash too, to be fair. Absolutely, Omer. Completely out of character, yeah. That's why I kept saying I'm not sure what happened behind the scenes. Maybe he approached them and said, hey, I want some more targets. I want to be the featured guy. And they said no, and he got upset over that, which, I'm sure anybody would. But, there's a lot of mouths to feed on this offense, and I feel like that's going to be the way the entire year is spreading the ball around, just like we've seen so far this year, just like we saw at the end of last year. And, that's just kind of what this team is. So a lot of talent, which is a good thing. Jacob, Vikings are better than us right now, unfortunately so. We'll get them back in Week 17, Tay says over on Instagram. I sure hope so. Similar to last year, right? We lost at home to the Vikes, and then later on in the year spanked them. So hopefully that's the case this year. I would love to see it. Garrett, why did they release Robert Rochelle? What's up, Garrett? Yes, the Packers did release Robert Rochelle yesterday, the cornerback. I think this is mainly due to Romeo being back with the team this week. I fully expect Rochelle to be back on the practice squad. Thank you, Garrett, for the question. Have yourself a great Tuesday. Bryson, favorite spot to eat at in Green Bay? Bryson, I get this question often. I am in Green Bay a ton throughout the year. Always up there for OTAs and minicamp in May or June, whether they're open to the public or not. Always up there for training camp for a week, if not more, and then quite a few games during the year. But I do not live there. So before I give my suggestions, I would highly recommend you check out the Green Bay guy over on Facebook. He lives there and has lived there for a long time. And he created a website a while back that has the go-to restaurants to eat at, historical Packers-related places to visit and see while you're in town, a parking guide for Packers game day, literally everything you need if you're visiting Green Bay for a game or any other reason, all in one place on his website, coming from a guy who lives there, who breathes and dies Packers everything. Check him out, the Green Bay Guy on Facebook. As far as my favorite spot to eat at, I'll give a few different answers. If you're looking for good food, nothing else matters in the question or the equation, hit up Fox Harbor. Fox Harbor is a good spot. It's right on the river there, just a few miles from Lambeau Field. Sammy's Italian on Oneida, same street as Lambeau, just a couple blocks down. Great food. We get their pizza every single time we're in town, and I'm not joking. It's become one of our staples, one of our spots. Good pasta, good pizza. But yeah, we get their pizza every single time. Same as Italian's good. If you want some Packers vibes mixed in with some good food, anywhere around the stadium, you can't go wrong. 1919, which is inside Lambeau, of course, is always a good choice. We typically go there just about every time we're in town, mainly because, we always hit up the Pro Shop, always spend more money than we probably plan to there, and just easy to hop upstairs and eat at 1919. And plus, they've got good food. You're sitting inside Lambeau Field, a good excuse to hang out inside Lambeau. Stadium view is good. Anduzzi's, Kroll's. You can pretty much find anything, something at any of those restaurants and enjoy being in or next to Lambeau. So, Bryson, thank you for the comment or question. Like I said, check out the Green Bay Guy over on Facebook. He's got literally everything set up so perfectly and so easy for you to check out everything you need to do in Green Bay while in town. Maria is in the chat. I am genuinely surprised with Emmanuel Wilson at running back 2. I absolutely love that Wilson is getting some valuable carries this season. Last preseason, he was the main story, going off in just about every game. I think he led the NFL in rushing last preseason. I think he also did the same this past preseason. So now he's finally getting an opportunity to show it in real games. I think he averaged just over right around 4 yards a carry on Sunday against the Rams. And I think he's the perfect running back to kind of spell Josh Jacobs a little bit and make sure we can keep him fresh and healthy as the season goes on. But big shout out to Emmanuel Wilson for his improvement this offseason to notch that backup spot. Jacob Wilson is a real running back too. I swore up and down. I saw it last year, and I'm glad to see him doing it this year. Absolutely, Jacob, over on YouTube. Thank you for hopping on, man. Hope you're having yourself a good Tuesday morning. But I agree. It's fun watching him out there. And he's been turning negative plays into positive plays left and right. And, yeah, good for him. I loving what I'm seeing from Emmanuel Wilson. What else we got? Omer. This D's going to have its hands full chasing around the Kyler midget around. He's a bloody tear, and Marvin Harrison Jr. going to be a handful. Murray targeting him nonstop, too. Yeah, it's going to be a battle this weekend. Kyler Murray, I know last time we played the Cardinals, we pretty much broke them with that Rasul Douglas interception in the end zone to end the game. They were undefeated at that point, I think 7-0. And since then, outside of this year, they weren't too good. So I know a lot of injuries. I think Kyler missed a whole year during that time. But, yeah, Cardinals are going to be a train this weekend. And, yeah, we got to show up. First quarter to fourth quarter. It's got to be one of those games. It's a noon game at Lambeau Field. You don't want them to get off to a slow start and get down early. And, yeah, you know the drill. So got to be sharp this weekend. Absolutely. Did Tucker take the tight end one spot, or does Luke still have a chance? Lace Main, I think the snap counts, the targets, everything that you've been seeing this year is just – it's not so much a Luke Musgrave thing. I think it's just a Tucker Kraft is that good type of thing. Luke's been a little banged up. He was banged up last year a little bit too. But, yeah, I don't necessarily think it's a Tucker versus Luke thing anymore. I think Tucker is just kind of in a level of his own. And, yeah, he's really good. I'm genuinely surprised on how quickly he's become the level of good that he is so far this year, blocking-wise, catching-wise, running after the catch or yards after the catch-wise. He leads the NFL with 11.8 yards after the catch among tight ends. He leads the NFL in reception, or he's sixth in the NFL in reception yards, and he's tied for first in the NFL with touchdowns among tight ends with 3. And yeah, Tucker is that dude. I mean, he does it all. Now this isn't me saying, we're casting off Luke Musgrave. I think there's still plenty of opportunities for him as the season rolls on to get rolling too. But so far, it's just Tucker Kraft. Get him the ball, and he'll do the rest of the work. So we saw it on Sunday. That touchdown run was crazy. So thank you, Lace Mate, for hopping in over on Twitter. Phil, morning, Rob. Haven't checked. What's Musgrave's status? Would love to have 2 tight ends, deep threat. We'll find out tomorrow, I believe, the first practice of the week, or the first injury report of the week. Excuse me. So I'm not sure. Good news though that he went last week, didn't play a whole lot. He was limited all week in practice and was questionable. He was out of practice for a little bit and then limited, and then was questionable and then got activated. We'll see tomorrow. Hopefully, like you said, we can get him back in there fully healthy, and get those 2 tight end sets rolling. We got two good tight ends. Tucker's just a beast, and Luke Musgrave has a good skill set. Good skill set we could put to use as well. All right, guys, it is time for the fact of the day. Let's get it rolling, shall we?
It's time for your Green Bay Packers Fact of the Day. Brought to you by TickPick. TickPick guarantees to have the lowest prices on Packers tickets. If you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use code PACKERS20 at checkout. That's PACKERS20. This promo code can only be used in the app, so make sure to download the TickPick app today.
All right, fact of the day. Through the first 5 games this season, Xavier McKinney has more interceptions with 5 than 28 other NFL teams as a whole. Absolutely crazy. Minnesota with 8. New Orleans with 6 have more than just Xavier by himself. And the Bears with 5 are tied with Xavier on interceptions so far this year. We've talked about Xavier McKinney almost every single morning. Every single week he's been the player of the week, it seems like, especially when we're talking the defensive side of the ball. The run he's on right now with a pick in each game is, Coach said it himself, it's nothing like we've ever seen before. We'll see if he can keep up that streak this weekend against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Hopefully we can keep it up. Last week I said there's no shot he can go 5 straight games. The week before I said there's no shot that he can go 4 straight games. So I might as well stick with that prediction because I've been wrong every time. There's no shot he's going 6 straight games. Hopefully I improved wrong like I have been the last 2 weeks. Omer, it's time for Carrington Valentine to take cornerback 2 as he should have. In camp, Stokes is looking more like 22-23 Stokes. Savage 2.0. Time's up for Stokes. First-round pick. That number only counts on draft day. Boom! That number only counts on draft day. What a line, Omer. Holy cow. Stokes had a rough game last week, and we saw him kind of slipping and sliding around, especially on that touchdown pass. Just pretty much fell down, which whatever, I guess. But had a bad game before that against the Vikings. Got pretty much a completion every time he was covering a guy, which is tough to see. So, once Jair comes back, I'm hoping to see Carrington and Jair on the outside corner spots. Thank you, Omer. Jacob, I love his post-game interview. He just feels directed when the ball goes anywhere near him, or disrespected is what you said, when the ball goes anywhere near him. Absolutely. I love listening to him as well. A clear-cut leader on our team. And talks about, hey, if you're going to throw the ball my way, I feel a little bit disrespected. And he showed up and showed exactly why you shouldn't throw his way with 5 games or 5 picks in 5 games. Does Matt LaFleur get more creative when Love's leg is a bit more healthy? I think it maybe has limited his creativity and play calling with a lot more straight up drop back plays. We saw it with Willis. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where Jordan's at as far as percentage wise being healthy. He looked pretty good last weekend, especially when he rushed for that first down on 3rd and 12, I believe. I think he's kind of back, honestly. Not sure. He was pretty creative last weekend, nothing too wild, but that play where he threw the pick 6 was, man, it was set up to be such a sweet play. Backed up in your own end zone and kind of a rollout right away, just like that play against the Eagles towards the end of the game where he rolled out immediately, kind of had a pocket set up off to the side outside the pocket and jetted it down to Jaden Reed for a big gain. This was kind of similar, but the left side of our offensive line couldn't block anybody. And when Jordan turned around, he had Ivan Pace Jr. in his face and then tried to get rid of it. For some reason, Tucker Kraft stopped playing football and stopped running towards that pass. His defender did not. Caught the pick and took it in for the 3 to 4 yard pick 6. That play was set up to be something. I think it was Jaden Reed again who was streaking across the field 20, 30 yards downfield, wide open. And if Jordan would have had a couple more seconds, that would have been a big-time play. So thank you, Jacob, for the question. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. As you know, and as I always say, the content never stops. I'm always posting anything Packers related all day long, so be sure to be following at GBP Daily. If you're not already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at GBP Daily as well. I'll be back and at it again tomorrow, so I look forward to seeing you all then. And until then, I will catch you guys later. Thank you.